Ladies and gentlemen, there comes a moment in life when you realize something essential: nobody cares. It's a harsh reality, but one that holds the key to your growth and success. Nobody cares about your excuses, your failures, or your problems. They care about your results, about what you bring to the table, about how you show up in this world. The sooner you accept this truth, the sooner you can free yourself from the chains of self-doubt and begin to live the life you are capable of. Because once you understand that nobody cares, you stop waiting for permission, for validation, or for someone to give you a break. You take matters into your own hands, and that's where true power lies. Life is not going to stop for you, and no one is going to wait around for you to catch up. You can complain all day about how hard things are, how life isn't fair, and how others have it easier, but guess what? Nobody cares. You can throw a pity party for yourself and expect the world to sympathize, but it won't change your circumstances. The world moves forward, whether you are ready or not. The truth is, people are busy focusing on their own lives, their own goals, their own battles. They're not worried about your setbacks or what went wrong. And that's not a bad thing, it's liberating. It means you're in control of your own destiny. Nobody is going to save you. Nobody is going to feel sorry for you. You have to pick yourself up, dust yourself off, and keep moving forward. It's on you to make things happen. But here's the thing: while nobody cares about your excuses or your failures, people will notice your drive, your perseverance, and your results. If you consistently show up, put in the work, and refuse to quit, others will start to take notice. They may not always acknowledge it, but they'll respect it. Because at the end of the day, it's not about how hard you've had it or how many obstacles you've faced, it's about what you do with what you've got. The people who succeed are the ones who understand this and keep pushing forward no matter the challenges. They don't waste time complaining or seeking validation. They focus on what they can control and give it their all. When you stop expecting the world to care about your struggles, you start to see opportunities instead of obstacles. You stop blaming others for your problems and start looking at what you can do to solve them. You take responsibility for your life, for your choices, and for your future. This is the mindset of a winner, the mindset of someone who knows that success is earned, not given. It doesn't matter where you start. What matters is what you do once you get started. It's about putting in the work, being relentless, and not waiting for anyone's approval. It's easy to get stuck in the mindset that you need someone to care, to give you a hand, to show you the way. But the reality is, nobody cares. And once you let go of that, you stop wasting time seeking permission or trying to please others. You start doing the work. You start creating the life you want. And you do it because you believe in yourself, not because you need anyone else to believe in you. The only person you need approval from is you. And that starts with taking responsibility for your own success, no matter how hard it gets. Success doesn't come from being coddled or waiting for the right circumstances. It comes from pushing forward, even when no one is watching, even when it seems impossible. It comes from the relentless pursuit of your goals, the willingness to sacrifice, and the refusal to accept anything less than greatness. Nobody cares if you fail, but they'll definitely notice if you succeed. They'll notice the grind, the work ethic, the discipline, and the results. And when you succeed, you inspire others to do the same. You lead by example, and that's how you create lasting change, not only in your life, but in the lives of others. So stop waiting for the world to care about your struggles. Stop asking for permission. Stop expecting someone to throw you a lifeline. Take control, focus on your goals, put in the work, and keep moving forward. Because in the end, nobody cares, but you have the power to change everything. Your success is up to you. And when you stop waiting for someone else to care, you'll start to see how much the world starts to care about you. But it's not because of your problems, it's because of your results, your effort, and your persistence. And that, my friends, is what truly matters. Life is a relentless force that waits for no one. When things get tough, or when we encounter setbacks, It's natural to feel the urge to pause and wallow in our struggles. However, one of the hardest but most important lessons you'll learn is that nobody cares about your excuses or your failures. The world does not stop for you, and no one is going to put their life on hold just because you're going through a difficult time. People are busy living their own lives, battling their own challenges, and pursuing their own goals. In the grand scheme of things, your personal struggles are just one of many. The sooner you realize this truth, the sooner you'll understand that you cannot rely on others for sympathy or validation. It's up to you to keep moving forward and push through the challenges. Excuses, no matter how valid they seem, won't change the fact that you have to show up. Life doesn't care about your reasons for not succeeding, whether they're due to bad luck, misfortune, or obstacles in your path. The world doesn't slow down, and success won't come to those who wait for the perfect conditions. The reality is that people only respect results, not the reasons behind your failures. Nobody will look at you and say, "Oh, you failed because of this. Let's give you a break." No one is going to offer you a shortcut or give you a pass for your misfortunes. Instead, what you will find is that those who succeed are the ones who don't make excuses. They don't allow obstacles to define them. Instead, they push past them, adapt, and continue moving forward. This harsh reality is liberating. It frees you from the mindset of needing approval or validation from others. The key to thriving in this world is to stop seeking sympathy or help in moments of struggle. Instead of waiting for someone to care about your problems, you need to take action and prove your worth through your results. Nobody will care that you tried if you don't succeed. It doesn't matter how many hours you've put in or how hard you've worked. What matters is that you show up and deliver. In a world that doesn't wait, those who focus on results are the ones who rise above. When you come to terms with the fact that nobody cares about your excuses, you begin to realize how much power you have over your own life. You stop wasting time feeling sorry for yourself, and instead you focus on what you can control. You become proactive instead of reactive. You realize that you have everything you need within you to overcome the challenges in your path. The real question becomes, are you going to let these challenges stop you, or are you going to take responsibility for your journey and push through them? At the end of the day, the harsh reality that nobody cares about your excuses is the wake-up call you need. It's a call to action, a reminder that you are the only one responsible for your success or failure. No one else can do the work for you, and no one else will make it easier. But that's where your true power lies. When you stop waiting for someone to care and take charge of your own destiny, you open the door to limitless potential. You become unstoppable. Because you understand that in this life, it's up to you to create the life you want. Taking responsibility for your life is one of the most powerful decisions you can make. The moment you realize that everything in your life, your success, your failures, your happiness, and your struggles is ultimately in your hands, a shift happens. No one else can control your destiny. The people around you may influence you, they may guide you, or they may even support you, but at the end of the day, it's up to you to take responsibility for how you live your life. This is not an easy pill to swallow, especially when life feels out of control or when things aren't going as planned. It's tempting to blame others, circumstances, or even bad luck for your situation, but doing so only keeps you stuck. Blame keeps you powerless. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for things to change on their own. You stop waiting for the perfect time or for someone else to hand you the keys to success. Instead, you begin to understand that everything you need to create the life you desire is already within your grasp. This mindset empowers you to take proactive steps. It makes you realize that your actions or lack of actions are what will determine your outcomes. You start seeing yourself as the creator of your own story, rather than a victim of your circumstances. The power to change, to grow, and to move forward lies within your choices. Taking responsibility doesn't mean you ignore the difficulties you face or pretend everything is always perfect. It's not about denying the existence of obstacles or challenges. What it does mean, however, is that you stop making excuses for why you can't move forward. You stop letting circumstances dictate your path. You stop waiting for someone else to change things for you. When you take responsibility, you acknowledge that while you may not be able to control every situation, you can always control how you respond to it. This shift in mindset is what transforms ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Responsibility also involves owning your mistakes. It's easy to point fingers when things go wrong, but that's not where growth happens. True growth comes from taking ownership of your mistakes, learning from them, and making adjustments. Mistakes aren't something to fear or avoid, they are opportunities for growth. The more responsible you become, the more you learn to see mistakes as part of the process. You no longer see them as failures, but as stepping stones toward your ultimate success. When you embrace responsibility, you embrace growth. Furthermore, when you take full responsibility for your life, you stop looking outside of yourself for approval or validation. You stop seeking permission from others or waiting for someone else to tell you that you're ready. You become your own biggest cheerleader and your own toughest critic. You set your own standards and pursue your goals with a clear sense of direction, knowing that the outcome depends entirely on your effort and commitment. When you take responsibility, you stop waiting for others to make your dreams come true, you make them happen yourself. The moment you take full responsibility for your life, you unlock a level of freedom and power that is unparalleled. You realize that while life may not always go according to plan, you have the strength and resilience to adapt and overcome. You begin to understand that you are the author of your own story, and the power to change your narrative lies in your hands. It's not always easy, but it is always worth it. Taking responsibility is the first step toward a life of true fulfillment and success. Life is often a reflection of what we focus on. Too many people spend their time consumed by their circumstances, their struggles, or the difficulties they face. They become fixated on what isn't working, on what's holding them back. But the truth is, life doesn't care about your struggles. It doesn't care about your hard luck, your circumstances, or how difficult the journey has been for you. What matters is what you're doing now and what results you're producing. Your focus should not be on the challenges, but on the results that you can create. It's not about how hard it is or how many obstacles you face. It's about what you're doing in the present moment to create the outcomes you desire. The world doesn't pause for your circumstances. No one is going to give you a break because you're going through a rough time. And that's the way it should be. Life is impartial. It doesn't care how many times you've fallen. It doesn't care how many times you've been knocked down. What it cares about is whether you get back up and keep going. What it cares about is whether you do what needs to be done in order to reach your goals. The world values results. It values the action you take, the steps you move forward with, and the commitment you have to the process. Complaining about your circumstances won't get you anywhere. Focusing on what's wrong or unfair won't get you ahead. What will move you forward is focusing on what you can do today to create change. Results don't come from wishing or hoping. They come from doing the work, from showing up every day with determination and consistency. It doesn't matter how difficult your journey has been or what obstacles you face. What matters is whether you continue to put in the effort, even when the road seems impossible. Results are born from persistence. They're born from the small, consistent actions you take every day, no matter how insignificant they may seem in the moment. When you keep your focus on the results, you push through the doubts, the setbacks, and the hardships because you know that they are all temporary. What lasts are the results you achieve. Every person who has succeeded, no matter the field, has faced challenges. But what sets them apart is that they didn't let their circumstances dictate their fate. They didn't stop because things got hard. They didn't complain about what they didn't have. Instead, they focused on what they could control. They focused on the work they could do and the results they could create. When you do the same, you stop being a victim of your circumstances. You stop being held back by what you don't have and start pushing forward with what you do have. In order to achieve success, you must shift your focus from the problems to the solutions. When you focus on results, you start thinking about how you can improve, what actions you can take today to move closer to your goals, and how you can make the most of your current situation. Results are not about perfection, they're about progress. It's about being willing to adapt, to fail, and to get back up again. Results are about moving forward, even when the journey is hard. So stop worrying about your circumstances. Stop focusing on the roadblocks. Instead, shift your attention to what you can do right now to create results that will change your life. Because when you do, everything else will start to fall into place. In a world that often values instant gratification and superficial achievements, it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that success should come quickly, or that recognition should happen immediately. But the reality is that true success, the kind that commands respect, isn't handed to you on a silver platter. It's earned through consistent work, resilience, and an unwavering commitment to the process, even when no one is watching. While others may not always care about the struggles you face, they will always notice your commitment to excellence, the results you produce, and the integrity with which you pursue your goals. What people will care about, and what ultimately determines your success, is the work you put in over the long term. Success is not about one moment of brilliance or a sudden stroke of luck. It's about the hours of effort you invest, the sacrifices you make, and the dedication you show to your craft. The effort you put into your work, even when the results aren't immediately apparent, is what will be noticed by others in the long run. It's the consistency in your actions that will make people respect you, even when you're not seeking validation. People will notice the passion you bring to your work, the care you take in everything you do, and the way you consistently push yourself to be better. And that, more than anything else, is what leads to true success. The truth is that people will not respect you just because you tell them you're working hard. They will respect you because they see the results of your hard work. They will see the effort you put into every project, the attention to detail you bring to everything you do, and the discipline you exhibit day in and day out. They will see that you don't make excuses or give up when the going gets tough. They will see that you're not in it for the short-term rewards, but for the long-term results that come from hard work and dedication. This kind of respect is earned. It's earned by showing up when it's hard, by doing the work even when no one is watching, and by staying committed to your goals even when success seems distant. It's earned by putting in the time and effort day after day, even when it feels like progress is slow or invisible. This respect is not based on the title you hold or the accolades you've received. It's based on the effort you consistently put into your work and the results you create from that effort. When people see that you are committed to your goals and that you consistently deliver, they can't help but respect your dedication and your work ethic. Respect is not a one-time achievement or a fleeting moment of recognition. It's something that is earned over time through the accumulation of consistent actions and results. When you focus on delivering your best work, when you focus on improving every day, respect will follow. And the beauty of it is that respect is not something you have to ask for. You don't need to beg for recognition or validation. You don't need to seek approval from others. Respect will come to you naturally when you've shown time and again that you are committed to your craft and that you consistently produce results. When you're focused on the long-term process, the recognition and respect will come as a byproduct. You won't have to chase after it, it will find you. This is the difference between people who achieve fleeting success and those who build a life that commands respect. The ones who build respect through their actions don't worry about getting credit for their work. They simply keep working, keep improving, and keep pushing forward, knowing that respect will follow as a natural consequence of their effort. The key is to remain patient, persistent, and focused on the results you're creating. Recognize that success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about staying in the game, continuing to work, and refusing to give up, even when the going gets tough. People will notice your resilience, and they will respect you for it. When you do this, you not only set yourself up for long-term success, but you also earn the respect that is far more valuable than any external validation. Respect that is earned through consistency and results is the foundation of a life that is not only successful but truly fulfilling. In life, many people find themselves distracted by the opinions, judgments, and expectations of others. Society often feeds us the narrative that success, happiness, and validation come from external sources, from how others perceive us, from the approval we receive, or from the recognition we think we deserve. But the truth is, the moment you stop focusing on what others think and start focusing on your own growth and fulfillment, that's when you unlock the power to truly succeed. The world doesn't care about your excuses, your struggles, or your need for approval. It cares about what you do with your life, your actions, and the results you produce. This is a liberating realization because it means that you don't need to wait for permission to live the life you deserve. You don't need anyone's approval to be who you are or to pursue what you want. When you stop seeking validation from others, you break free from the constraints of external expectations. You stop chasing after external markers of success and instead start creating your own path. The world doesn't care if you are rich or poor, famous or unknown, successful or struggling. What it values is your ability to keep going, to remain focused, and to keep putting in the work, regardless of how others perceive your journey. The moment you stop caring about approval, you remove the invisible chains that hold you back from becoming your true self. You no longer feel the need to prove anything to anyone. Instead, you begin to focus solely on becoming the best version of yourself, pursuing your goals with a sense of purpose and authenticity. When you seek validation from others, you constantly put your power in their hands. You allow their opinions, their judgments, and their expectations to control your actions and decisions. This leads to a life lived for others, not for yourself. It creates an endless cycle of seeking approval, only to find that it's never enough. No matter how much validation you receive, it's temporary, and it never satisfies the deeper desire for fulfillment. This is why so many people feel unfulfilled, even when they achieve external success or gain the admiration of others. Validation from the outside is fleeting, and it can never give you the deep sense of satisfaction that comes from within. The only validation that truly matters is the one you give yourself. When you stop relying on others for validation, you take your power back. You stop living for someone else's approval and start living for your own. This shift in mindset requires courage and self-awareness. It's not easy to stop caring about what others think. The fear of judgment, the need for acceptance, and the desire to fit in are deeply ingrained in human nature. But the more you practice living authentically, the more you will realize that other people's opinions are just that, opinions. They have no power over you unless you give them that power. Your self-worth is not determined by how others see you. It is determined by how you see yourself and how you choose to show up in the world. When you make this shift, you stop measuring your success by the standards set by others. Instead, you measure it by your own growth, your own progress, and your own journey. Living for yourself means making decisions that are aligned with your values and goals, not based on what others expect of you. It means being honest with yourself about what you truly want in life, not what others think you should want. It means setting your own standards for success and happiness and pursuing them with passion and determination, regardless of whether anyone else understands or supports your vision. Living for yourself also means being willing to face your fears and confront the doubts and insecurities that hold you back. It means choosing to believe in your abilities even when others doubt you. It means trusting yourself enough to take risks, make mistakes, and learn along the way. When you focus on your own growth and development, you begin to attract the right people and opportunities into your life. You stop chasing after validation and start attracting what you truly deserve. The more you align your actions with your own values and purpose, the more you naturally draw respect, admiration, and opportunities towards you. Success, fulfillment, and happiness become byproducts of the authentic life you are creating for yourself. You stop waiting for the world to recognize your worth, and you begin to recognize it for yourself. The power of this shift is immeasurable because when you stop seeking validation, you unlock the potential to live life on your own terms, to create success on your own terms, and to truly be at peace with who you are. When you stop chasing external validation and focus on your own journey, something extraordinary happens. You begin to operate from a place of authenticity. This shift allows you to take full control of your life, creating space for real transformation. Many people live their entire lives trying to fit into molds that were created by others, whether it's societal expectations, family pressures, or the influence of peers. The desire to please others and live up to their standards often leads people to neglect their own needs, desires, and passions. The result? A life that is uninspired, disconnected from purpose, and rooted in fear of judgment. But when you stop chasing and start attracting, you begin to free yourself from the prison of external expectations. You no longer feel the need to contort yourself into someone you're not just to gain approval. You begin to see that your worth doesn't depend on anyone else's opinion, and that your value as a person is inherent, not tied to accomplishments or status. This recognition allows you to embrace who you truly are without fear or hesitation. You can stop comparing yourself to others because you are no longer living for them, you are living for yourself. This is when you start creating a life that reflects your own values and passions. Without the constant pressure to meet others' expectations, you can begin to make decisions that are aligned with your authentic self. You choose goals that resonate with you deeply, pursue opportunities that light you up, and engage in activities that bring you joy. The pursuit of success becomes more fulfilling because it's no longer about doing things to gain approval or recognition. It's about doing things because they are meaningful to you. Success, in this sense, becomes a natural outcome of living authentically, rather than a destination you chase endlessly. The beauty of focusing on attracting rather than chasing is that it allows you to let go of the need for control. When you chase something, you're grasping at it with all your might, trying to force it into your life. But when you shift your focus to attraction, you release the need to control every outcome. You trust the process and believe that what's meant for you will come. This allows for a sense of ease and flow in your life. You stop stressing over every little detail and stop forcing things to happen when the timing isn't right. Instead, you work hard, remain true to your purpose, and trust that things will unfold as they are supposed to. This mindset allows you to experience less resistance and more alignment with your goals. One of the most profound shifts in mindset that comes from this approach is the ability to find peace in the present moment. When you're constantly chasing something, whether it's success, approval, or recognition, you are often focused on the future, on what you don't have, or on what you still need to achieve. This keeps you stuck in a cycle of dissatisfaction and anxiety. But when you stop chasing and start attracting, you shift your focus to the present. You begin to fully engage in the process of growth and creation without obsessing over the final outcome. This allows you to enjoy the journey rather than constantly striving for a future that may never arrive as expected. Attracting success, respect, and fulfillment is not about waiting passively for things to fall into your lap. It's about aligning yourself with your true purpose and taking deliberate action toward your goals. But instead of doing it out of fear or desperation, you approach life with a sense of ease, trust, and faith in your abilities. This mindset shift allows you to release unnecessary pressure and instead focus on what you can control: your actions, your attitude, and your commitment to growth. As you continue to show up authentically and pursue your passion, success will come naturally because you are no longer chasing it, you are attracting it. The key to this transformation is patience and persistence. When you stop chasing and start attracting, you recognize that true success and fulfillment take time. You are not in a race against others or against some arbitrary timeline. You are on your own unique journey, and you trust that everything is unfolding in its own time. This gives you the space to focus on what's truly important: continuous growth, self-improvement, and living with intention. Success is no longer an elusive external goal. It is the product of living authentically and in alignment with who you truly are. When you stop chasing, you allow the universe to bring everything to you that is meant to be yours at the right time, in the right way, and in a way that feels true to your purpose.